Okay, friends, starting today in math, we are going to begin talking about fractions. All right, so when you see something like this, there's one whole thing, right? But it has parts in it, doesn't it? How many equal parts are there in the whole thing? There's 3. All right. What if I gave away that part? How much of it did I give away?
1.
1 of the how many equal parts?
3.
So I gave away 1/3 of that whole thing. How much do I still have left? 2 of the how many equal parts? 2 of the 3 equal parts are left. So I have 2/3 of it still. Have you come across things like this on your iReady lessons anywhere?
No.
Or like when you've done your iReady testing?
Yes.
Probably on that. Okay, now, let me get rid of that. You might also see something like that. How many equal parts are in the whole thing? 3. If you eat that much of the pizza, how much of it did you eat?
1.
You ate 1 of the 3 parts. This fraction would be, we would say it as 1/3. Okay? Get out your, if you want your dry erase board, get that out. Your marker. If you want to just write on your desk, that's fine too. I want you to draw a rectangle. Your rectangle that you create is going to have 4 equal parts in it. How many? 4 equal parts.
I just draw the lines and it was exactly 4.
Okay, make sure that your rectangle has 4 equal parts. Some of you might have done it this way. Others of you might have done it that way. Does it matter which way you create that? No. As long as there are how many equal parts? 4 equal parts.
Miss something.
Mm-hmm.
Could you
Oh, Haley has a good question. I'm going to draw another rectangle. She asks, could you do it like that? Is this part the same exact shape as this part?
No.
Is this going to work?
No.
No, it's not going to work. So when you have to draw equal parts in a rectangle, this way doesn't work. Okay? You want to keep it this way, or you could also do it like this. Okay? All right. Now, this time, leave your rectangle there, okay, if you have room. Hopefully you do. Let me get rid of this. I'm going to have you draw a circle. And your circle is also going to have 4 equal parts. Now, listen, eyes looking at me. Your parts have to be the exact same shape, don't they? So, could I do this? Are my parts the exact same shape?
No.
So, is that 4 equal parts? No, that's not going to work. So how could I make 4 equal parts in this circle? Show me your boards. What did you do? How many parts do you have, Lucas?
8, 4.
Okay. So as long as you have a straight line going up and down and 1 across, even if your circle rolled a little bit, would that still work? Yeah. Okay. But can our circle do that to have 4 equal parts?
No.
No. Not one of those parts is the same as the other one. So that one doesn't work. Okay. On your rectangle, we're pretending like it's a Hershey's candy bar. Okay? So on your rectangle, if you eat half of it, color in half of that candy bar. Okay, let's think about it before we colored it in so we can look up what Mrs. Lowe thinks if we want to. This is probably my least favorite one. I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, so how many equal parts does our candy bar have?
4.
It has 4 equal parts. The bottom number in a fraction is called the denominator. What's it called?
Denominator.
All right, that tells us how many equal parts are in the whole thing. So what's our denominator for this candy bar?
4.
4, because there's 4 equal parts in the whole thing. How many parts of this candy bar, if you ate half of it, how many parts did you eat?
2.
You ate 2. So you ate 2/4 of that candy bar. The cool thing about fractions is this fraction is the same as 1/2. Did we eat half of our candy bar?
Yeah.
Yes. So those are the same. What if I colored it in this way? This is what I ate. Does my fraction change? No, it's still 2/4 or 1/2. Okay, let's come down to our pie that we have here. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're not going to do 2/4 this time. But, get rid of this because I'm going to write over here. How many equal parts are in our pie?
4.
There's still 4. And what's that bottom number of a fraction called?
Denominator.
Denominator. of our pie, you were really, really, really hungry for pie, so you ate 3 pieces. How much of the pie did you eat then? What's our fraction going to be? 3/4, because you ate 3 of those 4 pieces. Okay, who remembers with a thumbs up what the bottom number in a fraction is called? That number that tells us how many equal parts are in the whole thing. What is that word? Amy, is she right? The denominator is that bottom number that tells us, what does it tell us though? How many equal parts in the whole thing? Does anybody know what the top number in a fraction is called? This one's the denominator. And it's a long word. I barely left myself enough room to write it. Denominator. This top one is called, you think you know? No. It's a numerator. What is it? Numerator. And that tells us, let me spell this correctly first. That tells us like the different, like the shaded parts. They might want to know the shaded parts, or how many parts are not shaded, or how many parts did you eat, or how many parts did you give away, or how many parts did you keep? Okay, so it's just a part of a whole. So the numerator for the pie that we ate is 3, because we ate 3 of those parts. The candy bar, how many parts did we eat? 2. That was our, oops, I didn't mean to tap that. That was our numerator there. Okay, clear your board. Before you do anything, help me out here. Does that show thirds correctly?
No.
But there's 3 parts.
But they're not equal.
Oh. Do they have to all be the same size parts?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What if I did it like that? Is that closer, as good as I can draw things correctly?
Yes.
Okay. On your board, I want you to draw another rectangle. Split it in half. How many equal parts does this rectangle have, everybody? 2. Is that our numerator or our denominator?
Denominator.
That is our denominator. So there are 2 equal parts in this rectangle. What if we give half of it away? How much do we have left? 1/2. So we give this half away, but we still have this half. What if I decide I'm not giving any of it away? I'm going to keep the whole thing to myself, even though split in half, right? I'm going to keep it to myself. How much of it do I have?
Two halves.
I do. I have 2 halves. Have you ever seen a fraction like that?
No.
If I have 2 halves, do I have the whole thing?
Yep.
I have this piece and I have this piece. That means I have the one whole thing. All right, clear your board again.